Hello friends, welcome back once again to my channel Lyceum of Politics. Now friends, today we shall discuss the philosophy of another French philosopher, Jean Bodin, as we pronounce that in French, okay, who developed his philosophy amidst a very chaotic condition of France. Now, he developed his concept of sovereignty in a very systematic and clear way in the 16th century. So, today let's get started and let's try and understand the basic philosophy of state and sovereignty as mentioned by Jean Bodin. So friends, Bodin, who lived from 1530 to 1596, was basically a French political theorist. He was a man of middle class origin and represented the third estate in the Estate General in 1576. Okay. Now he was a native of Angers and he was very close to the brother of King Henry III, and he served the royal administration. Now you must remember that Bodin was writing at a time when the nation state had already emerged in France and it manifested through the existence of a proper administrative, legislative and judicial institution. So what he basically did was, Bodin was trying to develop a theory on the institutional foundation of this authority of the state. And it was through his very famous work, the 6 books on the state, which he wrote on 1576, that a proper and systematic theory of the sovereignty of the state was formed. The book basically expressed his desire for a very strong government that looks forward to secure citizenship for the people there. So now my friends, let us have a look on Bodin's take on politics. Now, it was in the hands of Bodin that politics was given a strict secular character. After Machiavelli, it was Bodin who tried to provide an autonomous status to the state. In this connection, let me remind you that just in case you have any confusion regarding the basic philosophy of Machiavelli, kindly have a look at my video on Machiavelli in this channel. Okay. However, let us come back to Bodin once again. Just as I have told you that he was trying to place politics on secular grounds, but he did not ignore religion fully. But he dealt with this highly sensitive issue of politics and religion in a very intelligent way. That is, in his famous work, A Method for the Easy Understanding of History, Bodin says that in order to know God, it is important to know man and nature. That is, God, who is the origin and end of all things, has to be known, and knowledge of God is only possible through a comprehensive knowledge of man and nature. So in this way, my friends, he gradually, starting from the point of knowing the God, he lands on the plane of studying secular politics with the study of man. He further believes that in order to know man, it is important to know history and also law. Okay. So friends, let us have a look now on Bodin's take on the state. Now, according to Bodin, the state is a lawful government with sovereign powers of different households and the common affairs. So, by lawful government, he distinguishes it from robbers and pirates with whom the state should have no connection at all. He identifies the family as the primary unit of human association. So, to Bodin, family is undoubtedly a natural organization which ultimately culminates into the formation of the state, which again is also a natural organization. Now, Bodin believes that in a family, man remains as a natural head because of his possession of reason. Women and children thus are treated inferior to him. Similarly, in a state also, it should thrive on the principle of inequality of man. Secondly, like the family, the state should also thrive on the concept of recognition of private property. And another thing is that just as in a family, there always exists a superior authority. In the state also, there exists an absolute authority known as the sovereignty of the state. So, this is the most important and distinguishing feature of the states. Okay, please remember this, my friends. So, my friends, as I have told you about Bodin's take on state, now let us have a look at Bodin's take on the concept of sovereignty. As I have told you just now that according to Bodin, sovereignty is the absolute power of the state. And he was careful enough, my friends, to separate between the state and the government in this case. So according to him, sovereignty is perpetual and absolute power of the state. It exists as long as the existence of the state is there, irrespective of any change in the government. And as such, sovereignty is reflected through the laws of the state. Thus, Bodha's sovereignty has the power to make laws and command obedience from the people of the state. And as I have told you earlier, that it is reflected through the laws of the state. So, Bodha's sovereignty is permanent and indivisible in nature, my friends. And of course, it is not a creation of God's grace, as you can understand by now, but a product of the human needs and demands. Though he assumes sovereignty to be unlimited in nature, but he points out that the sovereignty should be bound to respect private property and family of his subjects, and also should be bounded by natural law. Though I must tell you that he did not talk about these restrictions very clearly, and thus scholars often assume that he may not be that much serious regarding the restrictions that he wanted to impose on the sovereignty. So, my dear friends, while discussing about Bodha's contribution to Western political thought, one cannot ignore the fact that it was Bodha who revived the idea of theory of state formation after Aristotle. So, we can say like this that he revived the tradition of Aristotle not only by formulating a theory of state but also by assuming that the state was a natural institution and that the state was formed due to the need of men, which again was a natural phenomena to him. Apart from that, as you can see in the screen, we can also say that he placed his theory of state on a secular foundation and he presented the legal concept of political authority. So friends, this was Bodha's concept in very short and simple terms. If you like my video, please do not forget to hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel, as I will come up with many interesting concepts of political science in near future. So let's join hands and walk through this road together. Until I come back to you, never stop learning and keep on exploring. Keep well. Bye bye. I will see you very soon.